I'm here today in one of the last bastions of the old traditional ways and means of being discovered. I wanted to start my new series here because let's be fair and honest right out of the gate. This is where most of us discovered who we wanted to be, because back in the day this was the only way to find the classics that inspired and shaped us, in boxes like this. Yet as the world is changing, and let's continue to be honest here, boxes like this refuse to change with it. I mean, I scan these shelves, and while I see some amazing artistry, it's the artistry that is trying to be force-fed and shoved down our throats. I don't even see some of the best books I've read over the last couple years. I don't see the incredible music that dominates my playlists. And I can't find any of the movies I've liked over the last 2 years, let alone all of history. So as I continue to be candid here, all of these artists that I'm looking for, I think they would be thrilled and honored to be on these shelves. I mean, they would wear it like a badge of honor. They were championing being in this box. Yet the bigger boxes that stuck around and hung by threads refuse to change their ways. And they wonder why they are dying. Well, as an artist myself, I think it would be really cool to be on one of these shelves. I start to think to myself, do I really need to be anymore? I mean, it's kind of like being on the library of the Titanic, is it not? I think one of the cool things about being indie is you're forced to think outside the box. I can't see how that's a bad thing, can you? I think it's time to go indie now.
Hello everybody, I am Joe Compton and welcome to our channel, Go Indie Now. This is the place that celebrates indie artists and indie art, and we do so by producing several shows that either air on daily, weekly, monthly, or seasonal scheduling. And within those shows, we aim to educate and entertain you. If you're an indie artist who's trying to figure out how to do this, this is the place you need to be. If you're an indie artist who's looking to promote and doesn't have any avenues and is tired of the grind, this is the place to be. If you're somebody who's out there who searches Netflix, you've seen all the stuff that they promote and recommend, and you're on your 8th or 9th page on Netflix, or you're at Amazon and you're looking for something of substance, and you're tired of searching through 10 pages to find it. We have streamlined that process for you. You do not have to search anymore. You are in the right place. You will find what you're looking for here at Go Indie Now. And case in point, we have our new to this channel playlist right below me that will give you a sampling of what we do and how we do it, and show you some indie art and indie artists that you've been missing on. Go check a couple of those videos out right now and let us know if you like what you see. Hit the like button. If you want to comment, please comment and let us know what you're liking. If you're liking what you see, please let us know that. We would love to hear from you. And while you're at it, if you're interested in more of this content, please do subscribe. Because remember, it's always time to go indie now.
Here at Go Indie Now, it starts with
one vivid graphic,
one moment in progress,
one well-plot character to examine,
one positive review to ignite a little peace, love, and micro rolls,
one laugh-out-loud moment from a well-dressed man,
one bloody stabby death scene to talk about,
one conversation and a cocktail, one marketing tip to make an indie connection,
one like, one comment, one share, one subscriber, one community.
Remember, it's always time to go indie now.
was a new question. Wow.
I look at it.
Good question, actually.
I think it's time to
Go indie now.
Go indie now.
Go indie now.
Go indie now!
Welcome to Joe's Bar. What conversation can we get started for you tonight?
And we are live. Welcome to the 1000th broadcast of Go Indie Now and all of our programming. I'm really, really grateful and honored that you're here. And I've got a slew of beautiful, beautiful humans and wonderful people who have contributed over the years to Go Indie Now in one way or another and are very special to me, as are all of you in the chat that are there chatting. I really, really appreciate it. Each and every one of you showing up and being here tonight. And welcome to this very special Joe's Bar. And let's just do this and see all these lovely people. Oh, wait, I got to get Brian in here. Hang on.
Whoa, Black Betty, Brian Tan. Whoa, Black Betty, Brian Tan.
Here, he's gonna sit next to me here in a second. So.
You know it's gonna be a good night when we're doing Black Betty from the beginning.
It's been that kind of week. Yeah.
Shit. Kind of week.
It's been a long time since we've had this many people here. But
Yeah.
Long time since we've had Joe's Bar.
Hey, there you go.
It's Brian Tan. Whoa, it's Brian Tan. Yeah.
I want to make sure that I acknowledge, I know there's some people breaking the fourth wall, but we do have some beautiful, beautiful humans here. Thank you, Marnie. Or thank you, Madeline. I thank you very much for that. Broken fourth wall.
You can't put me in a wall.
And then there's Bob Magoo, everybody. Say hello to Bob Magoo.
Hey, Bob.
And our old pal Regine is here. So awesome to see you. LL Mangle's here.
Hey,
thank you so much for being
Mr.
here.
Mangle.
I love you all. Thank you so much. Welcome to Joe's Bar, everybody. As you can see, we have some familiar faces and some familiar faces that we've missed for a long time that are back and to help us just celebrate this wonderful, wonderful occasion. And so I'm really happy that they all are here. I'm just ecstatic. So thank you all for being here. Let's, I don't know if we want to introduce, I think everybody knows everybody for the most part. There's 10 of us here. So
read the name.
That might take another 20 minutes beforehand. So
everybody knows who I am. It says
we can drop our links in the chat because half of us are breaking the fourth wall anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Welcome, y'all. And so, in good old Joe Bar fashion, I know that this show gets off the rails really quickly, and so.
No.
Yeah, there's been some infamous moments that a lot you here have partaked in.
How dare you, sir?
Some of it my
very
fault?
dare.
Pretty sure a couple of those times were my fault.
Everybody's saying, what a rare treat to see everybody. I agree. So, I just wanted to say, first and foremost, thank you all for being here. You all are so beautiful, and you guys mean a lot to me. So thank you so much. I wanted to throw this question out there and see what you all think. Like I said, in old Joe Bar fashion, when we used to have topics and we talked about stuff. I'm wondering, since we're here at 1,000, I'm wondering from each of you, when between 1 and now 1,000, what's something that you accomplished that you never expected you would accomplish?
Oh,
We're
that's
talking about 5 years. So
That's easy. I'm a podcaster or a video show host now, and it's
yeah,
basically because of you and Brain the Books. Because
Same. I'm just
Yeah.
taking Anita's answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've come a
hitting
long
Anita's
way
answer.
because of this show.
I thought I'd at least get 20 minutes out of this conversation, guys. Come on.
like you dragged us all into the video world. That's all your fault.
You dragged us into the
I was
public
on
eye on the panels, you know. It's without those panels, without us getting on and talking about our books and about our expertise, that gave us the confidence to then go it alone and do what we're doing now.
Yeah. I was on story number 4 when I joined my first show here, and story number 19 is sitting with an editor right now.
I have no idea what book I was on then. It's been a couple books. For me, I knew if you interact with any community, you're going to meet people, and I knew I was going to meet people, but I didn't know that I was going to meet people who are linked at a psychic level, which is kind of creepy. It's like you're having an absolute clusterfuck of a day, and someone just writes you something that gives you a boost that you go like, what the fuck? And it's been so consistent, and it has been consistently the people that I've met through Go Indie Now, and some of my best friends, some whom I've never met in real life, but they're there, have been thanks to this channel. So I think that's not a sale, that's not a goal. I didn't publish shit. It's just in terms of connections, we always talk about meaningful connections. Probably the most meaningful connections I've done in the literary community, 90% have been here, and I'm being generous with that other 10%. But hey,
yeah.
I mean, I'll tell the truth. I met one of my best friends through this, Joe. Honestly, because Joe and I, we finally, after what was it, 3 or 4 years of talking about doing a wrestling show, and we were doing it, and it's like, cool, we're finally like working together, but it never felt like working. But at the same token, Joe and I, we instantly clicked from the very first time I came on. And, I made, a connection here or there, but I didn't even really come into Go Indie Now to make connections. I was just trying to get my stuff out there, and I met one of my closest friends. So I see that as a real, and JD as well. JD and I, we don't talk all the time, but we're always on each other's posts like constantly. And each and every one of you in some way, shape, or form I've interacted with. Anita, you're always checking out my shows and whatnot. Madeline, I've been on your show. Everyone else, we sort of talked in passing. So, no, I've met some wonderful people. I find that to be a huge accomplishment because I hate people most of the time.
I hate people. I like persons, but I hate people.
Yes, I like persons and I despise people.
Same. Yeah. I'll just piggyback on so out of everybody on the screen right now, the only person I knew before I got involved with Go Indie Now is SM Hillman. He and I have known each other a long time, but all of the rest, and I only just met Marnie and Brian tonight, I think. But Anita, Karina, Ron, Madeline, and of course Joe, and JD, and you guys are just amazing, and I'm just blown away. So,
and we're gonna have tacos soon.
Hopefully, maybe we'll see.
I still haven't gotten my Go Indie Now T-shirt or tank top. I need a Go Indie Now tank top for when I'm lifting.
I will correct that very,
I'm
very.
still waiting for my merch. Yeah.
Oh.
I bought mine.
It's a lot easier to ship it to you, Karina, so I'm going to do that. Greece was a little expensive.
Oh, great. Something to look forward to. Wonderful.
I got my T-shirt, but the logo was a little bit lower than I would like.
Yeah, I'm correcting that as well.
Yeah, I don't have a T-shirt, but I do have a mug. So you're in my mug collection.
Yeah,
there you go.
Mug
I feel
shots.
like I need a
Mug shots.
cocktail. I need a cocktail glass. I need a Go Indie Now cocktail glass.
Yeah,
you
you should
go.
have that for the Joe's Bar. Yeah,
And also for my
so
show.
cool.
Like,
You know what?
this.
I want Go Indie Now boxer shorts, and I want the logo across the front.
I'm waiting for Ron to ask for gardening gloves.
Gardening tools. Gardening tools would be even better. They're more sturdy.
Well, since you called them out, what is the biggest accomplishment for you, Ron?
Surviving the last 5 years.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be a downer, but really, I'm just lucky I survived.
Yep, me too, Talsy
Same.
Bob. Me too, Bob.
Same.
I need a Go Indie Now banana hammock as well. But yeah, I definitely surviving has definitely been like the biggest accomplishment because this half decade's blown, man. It's been one bit of stupidity after another.
Yeah.
Not to get like political, but you know, we had a balding dude who's kind of dumb, and then a bunch of other dumb people. One kind of looks like a pale gorilla, and another one that looks like the human embodiment of Butthead. And then we had like a virus, and then more dumb people.
I think it's funny that you say had.
Yeah, they're still there. They're kind of like herpes. They never really go away.
More like AIDS, but yes.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Hayes. Let's call him Hayes.
You know a chat is going well when we go into herpes and AIDS. So
I know, right?
how do you feel about abortion? Come on, let's just fuck this up.
This is a good segue for Madeline to answer the question. I acquired my nemesis through Go Indie Now, not my biggest.
Oh,
even though I don't see you as a nemesis because you're pretty awesome. So
Madeline, how did you get a nemesis? How did you get a nemesis before me?
Because
I beat him in Indie Mayhem. I think that's where it originated.
Madeline, you're a nemesis, sweetie, not a nemesis.
That's true. That is true.
But Bob has a special place in my heart because he has a book about meth-headed wizards. So, from the South.
Yes.
I think the fact that on Madeline's show, she almost made John Baker seem like a nice guy. And that was odd because I can't even make John Baker a nice guy. And I wrote the guy.
Nice.
It's a talent.
How about for you, Karina? What's been the biggest thing for you?
What she said.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You started us.
That's all right.
No,
what did
Anita
I say?
started it.
Remind me. I've been drinking. What did I say?
Yes.
It was pre-gaming.
You said that he got you.
Picture.
That's it. Yeah. You got us all into. Some of us were introverts. No longer. Definitely no longer. To promote ourselves and to show what we can give to other people, what we know, how we can help other writers that have been in the same situation as us. And coming on the panels and being out there and expressing ourselves gave us the confidence to then go alone. We are podcasters, we are YouTube hosts, and we couldn't have done that without Go Indie Now. It's as simple as that, Joe.
I'll give you one proper accomplishment. I got you to cover the Puerto Rico Comic Con, and for me, that is gold.
Yeah.
And I hope next year, is Jim gonna go?
Hopefully, yeah. We've talked about it. So
see who else wants to tag along. I want you guys. To, I want you guys to wreak havoc on the island.
I would like to go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
All three of y'all let loose on Puerto Rico. That poor island.
Yeah.
Then I think I should go, and then Puerto Rico will just kick us all the hell out.
there you go. Yeah. Well,
and he's like, "You can't kick me out. I live here." Like, no, get out.
I'm in Atlanta, so I'm just gonna get the memos, and I can just toss that in the shredder. I don't care.
There you go.
And any publicity is good publicity.
When did you end up in Atlanta?
Dude, 7 years ago.
Jesus, where the hell have I been?
A lot of people. Oh,
been doing school.
How was the hurricane in Puerto Rico? And I'm like, I think this, and they're like, you're not there, and I'm like, I'm transmitting. I did the Hurricane Maria book tag when there was no electricity on the island, and people were asking me if I was okay, and I'm like,
I just thought that you had superpowers and a generator. Okay,
my superpowers are only banana related.
Ew, with or without
Speaking of banana hammocks.
Yeah, really. All I know is if you start trying to stir my drink with your special spoon.
No.
Yeah, at least wear something. Cover that up, big guy.
No, I keep that private.
And we're off.
Yep. And that's a reason why I'm not allowed around schools.
Took us 18, 19 minutes to go
to really go there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a whole bunch of time because I have my own show starting in about in a little while. So I have to get all my crap out now.
You have to get it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to really get it out there. I have to take it to DEFCON like 5 billion.
Wow.
How about for you, Sean? What's been your biggest accomplishment in the last 5 years?
Well, I can think of 2 of them. One was self-publishing my collection of shorts. Obviously, that was a big deal, and a lot of that came from just the confidence that a lot of folks here have, and advice and experience and things like that. And I guess I probably should talk about what's going to happen on Tuesday. I'll finally be a show host for Zero Means You're Dead, which is going to be fantastic. Talking about indie games and things like that. So those are 2 big things. And, the latter for sure, when I came to you with the idea, I didn't know I didn't know if that was something you'd put on your agenda, but you did. And I appreciate that very much.
Bob says he could listen to you all day, Sean.
Seriously. Dude, if I wore panties, they'd probably be off.
That's
what I do. You wouldn't be wearing them, would you?
True. That's true.
If I wore panties, I wouldn't be wearing panties.
That's right. You're damn right.
And I was just going to go to Marnie, but that feels like that's just a terrible thing to do.
It is the perfect segue.
It just goes that this is why my interviews were taped. Because I did a lot of preserving the dignity of my authors. Like, oh, you can't say that. I will edit that for you. No.
What dignity?
Yeah, I don't have much.
No, I'm kidding. But no, my answer, I don't know. I've survived. I was going to say that the community welcomes you back even after you disappear for a long time. But now I'm trying to figure out how to do everything again. I'm like, wow. Facebook, I don't even know how to work this. I feel really old.
Well,
what's this button? I'm like,
even all of us that are on every day don't know how to work.
I know. I'm going back to Instagram and posting sad pictures about my cat, which JD knows. He's like, okay.
The cool thing is now Facebook works to where you end up posting to Facebook when you post to Instagram.
Exactly. Yeah, that works out.
You have to be very careful. There's no more poking in Facebook. Poking is bad in 2020.
Oh, okay. I'm not one to.
When was it ever good? Let's be real.
I never felt like that was an occasion.
Yeah,
it was silly and stupid, and I missed those times.
Yeah, I like being able to say, "Hey, I post."
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious how it kind of falls on the gender lines. All the women are like, "Man, that really sucked," and all the guys are like, "I miss that so much."
Yeah, I never poked anybody. I always threw the sheep.
Oh.
Ow.
See, throwing the sheep reminds me of the old IRC days when you could slap people with a trout.
When you say throw the sheep,
like that was a thing.
Yes, it was the alternate thing you could do to poking. If you didn't want to poke somebody, you could throw a sheep.
Okay, when did that go away? Because I don't
remember that.
Using Facebook until college.
We are absolutely aging ourselves, and none of us cares.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Oh, that's bad or some shit. What do kids say these days?
Am I out of touch? No, it's the children's fault.
Daddy is still the baby.
I mean, So I was hiding when y'all were talking about the Facebook stuff. I'm over here like, okay, yeah, I've been working TikTok over, so.
I'll tell you what,
Jazz.
I kind of feel like I've been winning TikTok. I finally got back on there. Kendra Souter made me get on TikTok, and I've gotten like more views than I ever
followed
did
you
on
earlier,
TikTok.
so.
Yay! Oh yeah, I did see that. That's yayness. Like I got like one of my book posts on there got 837, but it was just of me talking.
I feel like TikTok is the greatest heroin ever created on social media.
I am
Because
trying
it lures
so-
you in with those first like week of posts that you go, oh my god, I'm doing so well on here, and then the next week it's like 100 views, and you're going, wait, I was getting 1,000 views, I was getting 1,500 views, what happened? Oh, I need more. I need to do more posts. I need to do more posts.
I must break the algorithm.
The secret is to just taste some nasty ass shit and have an honest reaction, and people are going to go like, I want to see this guy suffer.
Katie's got it down.
Yeah.
Andy says he
Reels on Instagram is pretty cool. I like the Reels on a YouTube as well. They're starting to get kind of cool. I'm having fun with like Midas Touches Reels a little bit. Like I started
going political again.
Oh, well, oh yeah, right. I'm having fun with the Reels on YouTube. They're pretty fun.
Oh, you mean the shorts?
Yes, those. What did I say?
They're reels on Instagram.
Instagram shorts
Oh.
on YouTube, and I don't know what they are on TikTok. So.
Man, I got too
They're
much
just
head
TikTok
trauma
too.
to remember all this crap.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been punched in the face way too many times.
Shorts is really frustrating. Shorts is the most frustrating of them all because they haven't changed the model. Like now, TikTok and Reels are allowing you to go a little bit further with your video, but Shorts is like, no, 60 seconds. That's all you get, and you got to do it from your phone. You can't do it from anywhere else.
No, you don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I have to do it from my phone. I haven't figured out how not to.
Well, no, I make reels. I make reel compilations and just upload them from my desktop. No problem.
For YouTube Shorts.
Yep. That's how I do it. I make all my reels in Clipchamp, all my shorts in
You have to
Clipchamp.
educate me because I could not find how to
Upload.
do it.
You just upload it like a regular video. It automatically makes it a short if it's less than 60 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well,
Is it gone in 60 seconds?
Or less?
No, it repeats. It repeats. It repeats. It repeats.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm full of the worst puns ever.
That's hilarious.
Regine says, as far as short form stuff goes, Shorts is an unfortunate naming. This guy's been showing up in my shorts recently. Phrasing.
Hey, I love it. You know what? I tried to get my wife to start because we just finished binging Flash, and we started in on Arrested Development because she never watched it before. And I tried to get her to watch Archer, and she was like, "No," because her ex-husband used to watch Archer all the time. But it's like phrasing. Why do I have to suffer because your ex sucks?
You know, couch it like this. She can take it back. It's just like rewriting memories. Like if you have a place that you were at with someone and it was a problem, you go to that place with somebody else and have a good time and overwrite the memories. So you want to overwrite the memories of Archer so that
forced Mandela effect, if you will.
So that he doesn't have control over her actions by her choosing not to watch a show just because he did.
Yeah, you know, that's a good idea. I'm gonna use that philosophy on her as soon as I go downstairs.
Yeah.
You're
Get
welcome.
her favorite things and make her as comfortable as ever, and then start the show.
Yes.
Or massage
Vanessa-
her feet or something. I will tell
Vanessa,
you.
I do have to ask. Do you know the languages of the fan? Because there are certain things that you can say with a fan. It is some fascinating old. Instead of people always obsess over Victorian England and shit like that. This is like old school Spain and Puerto Rico, where they're like and shit like that. Look it up.
I've
It is
read some
fascinating.
about it. I've read some about it, but no, I'm not fluent in fan. I am just premenopausal and drinking alcohol.
So that's why you don't have panties. It's not because of Brian. Okay, just
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
I
okay.
am wearing panties. Brian's the one not wearing panties.
okay. Good to know
True.
that.
It's true. I'm too slutty for panties, yo.
That's what I hear.
Free balling, guys. Free
Hell
balling.
yeah.
Wow.
And I'm free. I'm free balling.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at Ron.
He's like straight face, like I'm not gonna react.
Rod missed this so much. Rod missed this so much.
He's just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but whatever.
Or Marnie's just sitting there like,
I
this
just
is happening. She's like, this is happening.
I know. I was like,
This is
whoa.
why Marnie's like, I should go away for a little bit more.
I know. I was like, no.
This
I'm
is
just,
fine.
No,
Everything
I'm
is
just
fine.
observing. I'm just observing.
That's all right. I won't. Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to corrupt the already corrupted much more because I have to get ready and host movie night with Brian.
Thank you for stopping by, my friend.
Not a problem. Not a problem. You know what? If you're ever find yourself free on a Friday, Joe,
Yeah,
movie
we gotta
night
do
with
that.
Brian 10.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll do that. We'll
All right. Yep. Everybody,
Bye,
take care. Hit me up sometime.
See you,
and,
Brian.
See you later.
later on.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meet you.
Yeah, A.L. Mengel said fans are big in clubs these days too, and that, you know why? Because of the drag queens. That's why they're big in clubs. Drag queens and gays. That's why they're big in clubs.
It's probably easier to hide cocaine there too. So
Well, I mean, yeah, but there's lots of places you can hide cocaine.
I wouldn't know.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but I'm a fiction writer, so I can, imagine.
It's not like fans don't have a history of hiding things anyway. So
Actually, I've been offered cocaine, possibly more than pot, and I've never had either. And it's like, hey, thank you, but I'm good. I'll have a beer.
I've never had cocaine. That's not a thing I'm at all interested in.
I'd say to each their own, but damn, really?
For now, A.L. Mengel, for now. Can't talk
I
about
miss my friend Marnie, so I had to.
I was like, I just got like Hollywood squared up in the top.
Yeah.
Pressure's
Got
on.
promoted.
I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, I was really feeling bad about just putting this over you like I am right now for Sean. I'm really feeling bad.
But it's
I know, you're like,
fine. Sean's okay.
No, you're good. I'm just, no. I'm not a gentle flower. It's fine. I'm just observing. I've really
You are a
been out of
wallflower.
touch for a while.
It's okay.
That's okay.
It happens.
Okay, I got a random ass question. When or why did you decide to go indie? If you remember that moment, because I think everyone has that moment where you go like, "Fuck it."
I have two
I never-
moments.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I never wanted to deal with a publisher or not agents or anything like that. I didn't want like rejection. Like I thought my stuff was good, but I didn't want to deal with that. So I was like, I'll just do it myself.
Valid.
So two moments for me around the turn of the millennia. So I'm a big RPG guy, as you may or may not know by now. Third edition D&D comes out, and the OGL, which is its whole thing now, and a lot of people suddenly, and PDFs had become a thing, right? So if you're an indie game designer, where before you had to mortgage your house so that you could have big books printed so that anybody would take you seriously. And we called the 90s the fantasy heartbreakers time, because people would make their fantasy heartbreaker game, and they'd have a garage full of boxes and books, and they'd go to Gen Con, they'd sell like 5 copies. And then they'd get divorced. And still have to pay the two mortgages. So PDFs come out, which I think was huge. It was huge for indie gamers, I think, because that allows, relatively inexpensive proliferation of a game. And there was the community called The Forge, which is indierpg.com. And there was a lot of conversation at that time. We all remember that the internet, for those who don't know, used to have like a lot of forums and things like that, and Usenets and stuff like that, where people would just talk to each other. They weren't less rude to each other. They were still rude to one another, but the conversations were at least fruitful most of the time. So at that time, I was like, oh, you know what? I don't have to write for one of the big companies. That's great. I've done some freelance for the major publishers. But I can do my own thing as a game designer. And then probably around the time that I sold my first short story to an anthology, or I was chosen for the anthology, I was like, I could try and hope that a traditional publisher has the space and time for me, or I could also just publish my own stuff. I understand it's a lot harder road in its own right, but I think it was at that point, having experienced that with role-playing games, it was an easy decision for me to do it with self-publishing. And I wish I had come to that conclusion a decade before, but everything in their time, everything in its time. So. And there you go. I got role-playing games in the conversation again. So yeah.
And there's all kinds of chat going on too about it. So
You're making Bob's clothes fall off. So.
I mean,
I've got to do the. I'm sorry, I got to do the radio voice. WGIN, coast to coast.
So for me, I'd been in publishing as an editor contract editor with different publishers for 10 years, and more than 10 years, but and I do freelance edits, of course, because it paid more quickly than writing does. So I really focused on the editing for a decade and just put my writing on the back burner. And then in 2018, in 2016, I was helping care for my grandmother who is at end of life. And so my whole freelance business just withered away because I spent a year as a caregiver. And so after that, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna continue to take freelance work, but I'm going to focus on my writing. I want to get my writing done. So I had some of my smut under a pen name that I had published through a traditional but small ebook only publisher and stuff, and that was fine. And but as I finished my stuff, I was like, you know what, I can send out queries, and I have a lot of connections in publishing anyway, particularly through Dragon Con, where I am part of staff. So I've met a bajillion people. But I was like, you know what? I'm a little bit too much of a control freak for that. Because I want final say. I want final say on my cover. I don't want to have to beg my cover, my publisher, if I don't like the cover. That's not to say I won't also pursue a traditional route. I will at some point, but for now, I'm happy. I'm happy as an indie. So.
Well, I started way back in 2007, before Kindle existed. And I just got into it to test out whether my stuff was any good, if anyone would read it. And then I got on a website called gather.com with a bunch of other indie authors and would-be writers and people who were starting out. And I just kept going, and I haven't stopped. So it's sort of like accident.
You tripped and fell into it.
Yeah, basically.
Ron, Madeline, JD, Karina, you guys. Well, JD, you kind of answered it already, right?
So I've answered it a bunch of times, but I want to hear what everyone wants to say.
Me too.
Well, okay. So back 30 years ago, I'm with you, Nia. Back 30 years ago, I tried going the traditional, and after so many rejections from, and I'm glad they rejected it because it was a bad book, in times of violence, rejections from publishers and agents. I then got this amazing email of this publisher called Meadow Books. Yes, I'm calling you out at last. Meadow Books, you suck. It was Avanti Press, and I got burnt really, really badly. And after the authors took them to court, We won the case. They went bankrupt. We didn't see a penny, and they were out again a week later under a different name. Meadow Hills. What was the other name? Can't remember. Damn! I would call it out if I remember it. Damn.
Meadow Mountains, because shitty people like that are super creative.
Oh, and what really got me, it was like they were really pressing the Christian, we are a Christian publisher in my face. And like a naive debut author, I wanted what they were offering. I wanted the stars. I wanted the headlines. I wanted the best-selling, title and everything. So anyway, after that, I was like, right, so publishers don't want to know. Other publishers are fake and ripping people off. I'm going to have to do it myself because this story needs to be out there. I am going to be the next Essie Hinton. And I'm going to have my book in all the school libraries and all the kids are going to enjoy it, all this like you do. The dreams, you dream big. But it was a story that I really wanted to get out there, even if it was publishing a copy just for myself and my family. It was something that, it was a legacy I was leaving. Little did I know, come 30 years later, 14 books, awards, titles, translations, and so forth, that it was going to take off like it had. But that's why I went indie, because of being burnt and because I wanted to prove to myself I could do it. I wanted to leave that legacy, even if it was just one book.
I agree with Vanessa. The heart. I guess I will pick up off of yours, Karina. Mine's not as long as you guys, because I've only been doing this for maybe 3 or 4 years, and a lot of life has happened in the midst of that. I tried to query before I did my indie publishing stuff, and that was a nightmare. I was already struggling with a lot of anxiety and depression stuff because that was during my postpartum stuff that I was dealing with when I was querying, which was it was bad, very bad. And then I published my first indie book and kind of fell in love with the whole process, how mostly easy it was. I mean, the marketing's not, but yeah, it just kind of has all fallen into place since there. And now I'm more of a hybrid because I've had short stories picked up by other small presses, but yeah. Ron, your turn. You're muted.
You're muted, but I like that we had a siren before he starts.
Yeah.
That's right outside my window. You won't believe how close the road is. It's going to be a nightmare in winter time.
We're all waiting for you, Ron.
I mean, I'm just too impatient to do the traditional. I mean, especially back when I started, in the 50s, when you had to commit to 6 months, you wouldn't submit something to anybody else, and so you'd send something out and then wait forever, and I was like, fuck that. So, and then I do enjoy the control over more of it. So, plus I get to meet all you people, which has, for most of you, has been great. I mean, and I am looking forward to physically meeting a lot of you at Multiverse. Yeah. I wish everybody was going, so I could get a chance to meet everybody. But
it's not too late.
I'm still excited. Yeah, or to just come as a civilian, as JD put it.
But today is the last day to get in on the hotel deal for the con. So good timing, Maddie.
It is.
Bob is hype.
Bob is
hype.
always hype.
Stacy,
come on. You're here. That's what matters, Stacy.
That's it.
Did Marnie answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started it. I bored you with my answer.
No, no, you did not. I'm absolutely burnt out from this week. Anyone else, or should I tackle it?
Joe
Or
didn't
Joe,
answer.
Joe, you
Joe.
haven't answered it.
Joe.
I mean, everybody's heard my story, so I mean, this is
Bring it.
I said it 1,000 times here, so
1001.
Yes.
To celebrate the 1,000 broadcast.
New viewers.
1001.
So I'm kind of in between like Ron and Karina and everybody. Really, I did try the traditional route. I actually was almost there and got screwed or screwed myself, a little bit of both. And I didn't have a choice after that, and kind of I just didn't go for it anymore. So I went and did the thing I really wanted to do, which was make films, and I knew that I wasn't going to wait around for a studio to say, "Hey, let's make a movie," because I know how long it takes to make a movie. And so I went and made my own movies, and that's kind of just naturally how I became an indie in that respect. And then I did that, and then I actually did get a job in Hollywood and worked in Hollywood for a little bit, and that was horrible. And then I realized how much I really love being indie, and so I went back to it. Actually, I quit being creative for a couple years and didn't do anything, and then I got back into it by happenstance, by being around some creative friends and people around me saying how much more of a person I appeared to be when I was around creative people. And so that kind of got me started again, got me juiced up. And I went ahead and published my first book. When I started, and I'm sure everybody here can relate for the most part, other than Maddie, who wasn't born yet. But otherwise, when the time came for me to put myself out there for the first time, there was no such thing as indie publishing, really. I mean, there was, but it wasn't very, very thought of. It was very taboo and very much a kind of frowned upon, scorned thing, and you didn't want to be that person that did that. And so, I mean, it was really reserved for people who were writing, books about self-help and things of that nature. So that's how it, I just never thought of it that way. And then when I mean, indie movies was always the goal, though. I was always going to make a movie. That was going to be my goal for my life. And I did that. And when I did that, I knew I had to do it myself. And then I realized why you don't do it yourself. And now it's buried in a container in a storage unit. The 3 copies that I have left of this movie, I'm sure there's some floating out there. Somebody's holding on to it, waiting for the moment to just unleash it on me. I'm sure Ron's already bought it on the black market. He's just waiting to unveil.
It's gonna be at Multiverse.
It's gonna be the first thing you screen next year. So no, there's no challenge. Don't even dare.
Ron is like, damn it, I wish I could.
But I did show everybody my first trailer. So there's an episode of Time to Go Indie Now where for my first trailer was out there, and it's out there still. It's on YouTube. You can find it. But anyway, so yeah, that's long story short. That's how it all went for me, and I'm here.
Yeah. I think I one of the things that I really take away from your story, Joe, is how important, like, being part of your, finding your group, finding your people, right? Because what you said was that other people commented on how you were different when you were immersed with your creative group, right? So, and I think that's so true of all creatives, not just writers, but creatives across the board. We are better together. We do better when we are surrounded by other creatives. So
yeah, you let your weird out, and it's very cool.
And it's embraced. Like, people embrace you for your weird.
Yeah.
And that's so refreshing because society in general, it has very little tolerance for weird.
Yeah.
So,
And what's better is they understand you're weird.
yeah, they get it. They may not get your exact flavor of weird, but they get your weird.
What did it for my ex-wife, and when she saw that, was we were sitting, me and an actor friend were sitting outside drinking beers, and we were just lounging, and a squirrel came across this one of the telephone wires, and I was staring at it, like blankly staring at it, and my friend Jason, he goes, "What were you doing?" I go, "Framing a shot." You know what I was doing? He goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "I had this shot in mind." And so we started to do the little frame thing with our fingers, and I was doing that, and I go, yeah. And I was like, "Where do you think that rat's going?" And then we started a story, and we started to make a story out of where the rat was going and what it was doing. And, that it had a laser beam strapped to the back of it, and it was going to assassinate the mayor of Colorado. And
As one does.
Yeah, I mean, that's how stories naturally go, right? So, but yeah. So, I mean, that's how it goes, and it was just a conversation that he and I have had 1,000 times in our life, but only that he and I could have, and it's just funny because I think I've had a conversation like that with each and every one of you at some point. So,
well, I hate to be like a stop by and leave, but it seems like this might be a good transition. But I have to go deal with the dog situation that needs some medicine.
Thank you so much for being here.
But thank
friend.
you guys for letting me
Big
crash
hugs.
your party.
It's so good to see you again, darling.
Thank you. And yeah, I probably won't be recording again because I'm really boring, but I'm out there.
No, you're not.
Somewhere on Facebook, you might be able to find me. So anyway, thank you guys.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Joe.
much.
And congratulations.
Thank you for contributing to that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It means the
Bye
world
again.
to me. Yay.
Hey, Sean gets pride of place now. I'm the king of the mountain.
You are the next one to be voted off the island.
That's
Spirit.
that is typically the way it happens. No, for sure.
I don't have immunity for you either, Sean. Sorry.
No, nobody wants a Sean in the box.
Hey now.
Surprise twist.
I see what you're doing, Joe.
Sorry, I couldn't resist, guys.
You can put me in the box because I'm leaving in about 10 minutes because I need to have dinner.
Katie needs to be up here. I mean, I don't mind being up here. I like sitting next to Joe, but if we're voting,
Wait! I wasn't even paying attention. Madeline switched it on me.
Was that you, Maddie? Oh, you did.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yes, I'm drinking. I'm not touching any of the controls.
Yeah, I had to say that at the start. Yeah.
This I'm gonna take it easy because I have to go do class tomorrow.
That was second class. We're okay.
That was some. You're saying you had your full faculties when you threw me under the bus, is what you're saying.
I just applaud the brilliant misdirection. Because I believed her. I mean, I was like, oh, okay. So I thought it was Joe 100%.
Yes, I agree. I do agree. I give Maddie props for that. Good job. Good job. I'm all about giving credit for excellent underhandedness.
Cheers.
It was like, so my brother, y'all, I did this once. Maddie, you will like this because this goes right along with what you just did. So my brother is a cop, and when he first became a cop, they have a thing. He was on the SWAT team as part of his thing, and they have this thing down in Florida called SWAT Roundup, and it's SWAT teams from all over the country, and they come and they train together, and they do games to see, who wins, whatever.
So do they have Florida SWAT man?
I don't know what they have exactly, but here, let me tell you what happened. So it's his first year. He's brand new. It's his first year on the SWAT team, first year at the Roundup. And he's going to be so embarrassed that I'm telling this publicly, but I don't care because he doesn't watch it. So he'll never know.
That's just shows that you're a true great sibling.
Yes, exactly.
Joe, you can get a clip of this, right? Please do. Please
so anyway, so he's in his, he's in his hotel room and he's sharing it with a couple other guys or whatever. And he's cleaning his gun. And what's like the first thing you do when you go to clean your gun? You take out all the bullets, and you make sure nothing's in the chamber.
Yeah.
Well, he forgot. He shot the doorknob. I mean, everything was fine. Nobody got hurt or anything, but they had to call down to maintenance to replace the doorknob because he broke it when he shot it. And they did say that this happens almost every year. So it's not like something happens, which doesn't give a whole lot of faith in law enforcement. It's a whole different thing. So anyway, so about 2 or 3, and of course, he never gets to live this down in our family, ever. Like ever. It will be on his gravestone, something about a bullet and a doorknob. So about 2 or 3 years later, and this was my husband's idea, I get a bullet and I buy a doorknob at Home Depot, and I wrap it as a Christmas gift, and I sign it or I have someone else, not even in the family, sign it to him from Santa and put it under the tree. And so when we have our Christmas, we pass around the gifts and everything like that. And, we take turns, everybody opens one, goes around. And he gets to that one, and I'm just sitting there, and he opens it, and he's like, and he looks around at everybody, and everybody is dying laughing, and we were just all cracking up. And he's like, and he accuses my sister first, because that's what he does, of course. And she's like, I didn't do it. He's like, yeah, but you would lie if you did do it. And she was like, I would, but I didn't do it. So he goes around, and I'm just like, I don't know what, finally he basically accuses everyone. And then he gets to me, like, everybody's like, Vanessa's being really quiet. Vanessa, why are you being so quiet? And I was like, I'm just listening. And he looked and he goes, did you do this? I was like, Santa gave it to you. So anyway, so Maddie, I thought you'd appreciate that story.
That is perfect, because I would totally do that to one of my siblings.
Right?
And it gives me great ideas now for their Christmas presents, because,
yeah. So that was fun. All right, I didn't mean to shut down the entire conversation. I know that's a hard act to follow, but come on now.
No, it's actually my sister's birthday today, so
happy birthday, Maddie's sister!
Yeah.
It's my brother's birthday today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's my brother's birthday today too. So.
Yay.
Also, Hobbit birthdays.
Happy birthday, Michael.
What'd you say, Sean?
I said also Hobbit birthdays.
I saw that. Yeah.
What?
Hobbit birthdays.
Hobbit.
Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Hobbit.
Oh,
Frodo and Bilbo.
The Hobbit,
No Frodo, just Bilbo.
I get it.
It's Frodo's birthday too.
Once I got it, I got it.
Sorry, I thought it was the birthday of the book. I was like,
Pardon me.
So Sean is actually saying it's their birthdays of Frodo and Bilbo, right? Am I right?
Bilbo.
Yeah.
So if I put on the ring, I'll disappear soon. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
Bilbo Baggins.
Yes.
Okay. Follow up random ass question. What's a piece of advice that you went like fuck no, that you've gotten in the last whatever years that you've been published?
Like
advice
where we said fuck no, but it turned out we should have done it, or advice that was just bad advice and we said fuck no.
No, there's certain things that you go like, maybe I should have done that. No, this is where you go like, that's a bad fucking idea. For me, Only Human is my first novel. It's a chunker. It's 164,000 words long, whatever. I had to do a lot of things to make it fit in a way that I could print it and make at least break even. I've heard from no less than 5 people, you should make that into 2 books and publish it. And I'm like, no. But thank you. But really, thank you. Thank you so much. But no.
No.
Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna go next because you guys know how hard it is when you publish with a traditional author for you to actually make it big, right? Okay. I've had somebody tell me, oh, you should try to go this route because they're doing so well with this. But I'm like, no, because that doesn't always happen. That's like a unicorn thing. Like, yeah, I'm going to stick with my indie route because, yeah, they get money right off the bat, but it doesn't always work that way.
Yep.
Yeah. I got advice to rewrite my book Chronicles of the Undead in a not epistolary form, which I didn't do.
People have such lovely
Even
opinions.
But people love the book. I mean, I still like, I published that back in 2009, 10, and I'm still selling copies of it regularly. So
Nice.
even though I haven't been in the top row, I have to leave.
Oh, Ron.
It was great to see you all. I look forward. Oh, there we are. I look forward to meeting most of you
Yes, we'll see you in a
next
couple
month
weeks.
in person. Try to stay alive till then.
Take care, Ron. Nice to see you
Expect
again.
hugs, Mr. No
Good to see
Hugger.
you
It's
all.
gonna happen.
Good seeing you.
All right.
He's so fun. And then there were 7.
Oh, I didn't even put David there.
Get
Just
out
like
of my
full it.
brain.
Bring it to a horror movie.
But it's so nice here and comfy.
Well, there's now 8 because I invited somebody else, a mystery guest. The one, the only. Bob
Hey,
Bob. I called it. Hey, Bob.
Hey, yeah, no. Sorry, my headphones on wonky. I'm a 12-year-old and I have an earache. So
you have a 12-year-old with an earache, or you are a 12-year-old with an earache.
I am the 12-year-old in this case. I did not know adults got earaches. Thought that was very much a kid's kind of thing,
No,
but
it's really painful.
But here we are.
We're all children when we have earaches because that hurts, man.
I am the
hurts.
biggest baby right now. It's a wonder my wife hasn't just drugged me out and shot me yet. Totally would be understandable, but you know.
Well, I mean, she only just married you. She's not gonna be able to convince insurance that they should pay out this soon in the marriage.
She also may be waiting for the squirrels to do that.
If there's a surprise donut or tea or hot chocolate coming your way, and you suddenly feel really mellow.
Ooh, well, and she's a nurse practitioner, so
You can't hold it that easily, then, can't she?
Let me save you.
Yeah,
She's
you're
got-
totally
she-
screwed if she's a nurse practitioner.
She's
Totally
got
screwed.
she's got the shot. It's like I saw a mosquito, so
Ooh, so
Yeah, I mean, she's got access to the good stuff.
episode
Stuff they can't trace.
Yeah, episode 2000 is going to be a montage of Ron saying, "I hope you all live," and then me coming on saying this, and then the multiverse recap. Oh man, we were really looking forward to seeing Bob, but he died mysteriously in between the 1000th episode and multiverse. What do you know? So,
Well, Joe, Bob has to get caught up on the questions that we've answered.
oh God,
He did
why
answer some of them in the chat.
I did.
He did.
So why did I go indie? Because I write a series about a meth wizard, and this may come as a surprise, but that's not mainstream marketable.
What?
No.
Here's the thing, though. It totally
Wizards
is
are marketable. Meth is
totally
marketable,
is.
but
It totally is mainstream marketable.
Yeah.
Mainstream would eat that shit up, but the New York publishers are afraid to publish stuff like
Right.
that. That's really what it is.
And because I can't do anything right, as an added layer of complexity, what I write is primarily novellas, and so I talked to John Hartness and was like, "Hey man, I write novellas about a meth wizard. Do you think I should try and shop this around?" And he said, "Oh, you sweet summer child."
Yeah, it's a hard sell.
Now,
And so
what John probably said was, "Fuck no."
I can tell you exactly what he said. He said, "No, what traditional publishers, they don't like novellas, and your main character is inherently unlikable. But I pay my mortgage self-publishing, so you can't. That has stuck with me. I mean, I can't pay my mortgage with
But you will.
self-publishing. But one day, really,
Yes.
I'm fat and old. I'm just if I can pay for health insurance, that's the real dream.
You'll pay for your mortgage before you'll pay for health insurance.
Exactly.
Let's just be serious.
Yeah.
You can be like me. We're not gonna have any Social Security when I get that age. So
But you've got like 90 years before then. Like this is
you're like 12.
I can see the train coming down the tunnel at me. So
Oh my God, you are like 15 or 20 years younger than me. Shut your face.
I was gonna say, you're not that much older than me, Bob. So
Just because you've got a beard.
That's
yeah.
what it is.
I really underneath this is a very youthful face with a lot of chins. So
And age is only a number.
Oh no, it really isn't. Oh, oh. Wow.
What's going on? I didn't do that.
Oh, and Karina too.
What is happening right now?
He's like, fuck all y'all.
Okay.
Well, hey there, Joe. How you doing? What did you do now, Madeline? Madeline, stop drinking that wine. What are you doing?
Like,
Don't
Okay.
push those buttons.
I had both hands on my wine glass. That was not me.
all right. I see the cat. I see the cat in the background.
We were talking about wizards. That's what it was. It was the meth and the
And-
wizard together. It just fucked up the program, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is what happens when anyone lets me out of Alabama. Just shit goes awry.
Hey, I mean, I am going to be crashing in Bama like before Multiverse because I'm coming to stay with my cousin. So, and they're Birmingham.
Oh,
Where's your cousin?
Oh.
Where's your
Birmingham.
cousin? Oh yay! I'm going to Birmingham tomorrow.
I'm going Sunday for
Well,
Alabama
anybody
for
with
Alabama
the
Comic Con.
Name Ratcliffe. I'm probably related to them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You're going. I didn't know Atlanta, Birmingham Comic Con was this weekend.
Yeah, Alabama Comic Con. The Birmingham one died, but it's still. I mean, it's a con in Birmingham. But yeah, no, it's a vendor con. Bob
Is it
politely.
only on Sunday?
It's Saturday and Sunday, but Sunday's the day that they're letting me crash and do panels. So
nice.
that's why I'm going.
Nice.
I had a chance to crash Comic Con, Oklahoma Comic Con, but we were on our way out of town when they messaged me because they were like, "We had somebody drop out." I was like, "No!"
You should have told me sooner.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like that commute would have been great for you.
It would be tough to have a California Comic Con.
Yeah, that's a hard sell there.
Yeah, nobody's going to go to that.
No.
Well, I mean, where would you hold it? I mean, Los Angeles, Sacramento. I mean, they would fight over it, right?
I mean, San Diego. Who knows?
No, we could totally take Ron's idea and try to make it happen about a Go Indie Now con.
No. Don't you
Joe
dare.
put the kibosh on that a long time ago.
Yeah,
And
no.
As a person who is very involved with organizing multiple cons, I support Joe's decision. 100%.
I was like, Vanessa, we can just give you another one.
Because here's the thing, I would want to be involved in putting it together, and bitch, I got no more time, y'all. I have no more time.
I feel that.
And here's the thing: we won't make it to 2000 if I do that because I will.
Yeah, it's a big thing. I mean, you know what could be done though, because it could just be done sort of the way you're already doing Go Indie Now, is having a virtual con. So. Actually, I have ideas. We need to talk later. All right, never mind. I'm not going to talk about ideas now, but I have ideas.
We've done the virtual con. We've done that.
Yeah,
we did that.
But you could partner with a real in-person con. I'm just saying, it's an idea.
I mean, there is that certain publishing company here in Oklahoma.
Which one's in Oklahoma?
Draft Digital.
Oh, that okay. Okay. When you said publishing company, I was thinking actual publishing company.
I mean,
I was thinking steaks. I was like, what publishes books and sells steaks?
So is there?
I'm ignorant and I don't know anything about Oklahoma.
You can come visit. I mean, it has its ups and downs.
I feel like
You're the up. Everything else would be a fucking letdown, probably.
Yes. That. And you know, it's way cheaper to export you than it is to import all of
I
us.
can't do that with my husband and his business, though.
Oh yeah.
But we like Chris and we want him.
I know, and he can't come to.
He'll beat us.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's gonna be just me, and
I mean, I'm happy just you too. Also.
yeah.
Okay, but say that
Maddie's gonna let loose, man. Watch out.
we're gonna miss him.
I don't know.
Bob will appreciate why, Maddie. Tell Bob why he can't be there.
Well, because he's working. And is there an OU game that weekend?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he has to work it. So his
Yeah.
company is the official burger for OU and OSU. So they have a concession stand now.
How did that
for
ever
non-sports
come to
people?
be?
Can you explain what OU?
We can talk about that after the show
I'm
because
assuming Oklahoma
technically
University.
I'm not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, I'm assuming football.
Yeah, that's
it's football.
Yeah.
Because whenever they talk sports in the South, I always assume football.
Yeah. Or if it's like got letters, it's
Yeah,
football.
it's like if you're talking sports in Canada, assume hockey. So
yeah, exactly.
See, there's not a target market that is SEC football and nerdiness, really. Like, I'm the only person that brings it up on panels at cons so far. But
I think you and Vicky Perry could have a nice con.
oh my god, you put me and Vicky on a SEC SEC Harry Potter houses.
I stood between the two of you for an hour and a half while you guys rambled at each other.
You know where I think there's overlap between sports ball and nerddom is soccer. Because Atlanta now has Atlanta United.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, a whole bunch of nerds love them. Some Atlanta United.
I actually pitched a panel to Conjuration where they do a bunch of panels there where it's like, take this fandom and sort it into Harry Potter houses. And I said, if y'all want to do one, if you do one where you sort SEC football teams into Harry Potter houses, I'll jump on that panel.
That actually would be hilarious.
They did not jump on that.
You have to leave, JD.
Yes, I do. It's been a long fucking weekend. I just
have been chopped.
I love you, brother. Thank you so much for being here.
I love you too. Last thing I'm gonna say. First off, I love all of you, Joe, your brother from another mother. I did want to take a chance to send really good vibes to Eric Morrison. He's a really, really sweet author. Today he finished his third chemo. Any good vibes that you can spare for that kid? He's a good kid. So by all means, it's a good place to invest those good vibes. So Eric, be well, brother. And everyone here, I love you guys. So I'm gonna see you soon.
Cheers, Mama Estrada.
Cheers, Mama Estrada. Wait. Here. I always have that on my wall. Cheers, Mama Estrada. And cheers to all of you. And it's always time to go indie now.
Yes.
Bendición. Ciao.
Ciao.
Adios.
Oh, Karina's got the spot now.
But I'm going to be the last one to leave. It's now 1:15 in the morning. I'm not going anywhere.
You're invested, man. You're invested.
In it to win it.
Yeah.
All right. Let me I'm gonna fix this configuration when you guys keep talking. So.
Okay.
Man, so I'm gonna pop in the spot again.
Just Joe up there by himself, and we were all in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
it's so creative how you get it to do the thing. So I haven't played with it enough to make the layout. So
here, I'll be the guy that everybody can talk over, like all the chat can talk over now. So.
Oh, you're gonna put yourself in the bottom.
Yeah.
Aw.
And there you go. That'll be good. I think everybody will be okay there.
Man, now I'm craving a burger because we were talking about food, and I am.
How long has Chris been running the burger place? Long time, huh? I think he told me 11 years.
So his grandpa started the company.
Oh wow!
And he got involved when he was 15 or 16. So it's been about
his whole life.
By the way, I was promised free food for one night. That's after that I have to pay for it. He told me, but
you better eat the hell out of some food.
Hey, I got one night out of it. I think that's better than most. So
you better eat the hell out of some food, man.
Yeah.
I feel like for Joe and mine's tradition now is we just drink a sack of Guinness whenever we meet in person. So, but I feel like this one calls for a special occasion. So maybe it's going to be a sack of Guinness with a high life because it's the champagne of beers.
Well, it's also going to be a sack of Guinness and a birthday cake because we're celebrating Joe's 50th birthday at Multiverse.
That's why
we got to get some over the hill balloons, Joe.
It's why I'm coming in early. It's why I'm coming in on Thursday just so I can get crunk.
Yay!
Awesome.
Yay!
It's gonna be so fun.
Yes, it is. Oh yeah. I promise not to almost fall asleep in the fire this trip.
I mean, can you really promise that? I mean,
yes. Energy drinks, because I'm also going to be like doing all the things. Like
I wish we could talk about what this year really means for everybody, but we can't. We have to wait. But
yes. Wait, you mean for like what's going on for next year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, we can't talk about that yet. So, but way to just like hook everybody up like that. Like,
yeah.
It's like, wait, what? What?
You know, it's my specialty. You know, I love to let people hang around.
You know what? After multiverse, we should have a special multiverse episode where we talk about that.
Sure,
if you're at multiverse, you will find out about it during closing ceremonies.
Yes.
If you're not,
even though probably half of us already know.
Yeah, most people already know. Go ahead, Sean. You were going to say if you're not
recruiting new people to come. There's a small indie press that I'm like, hey, you guys need to come next year and have a booth.
Hopefully, you're sending them your link.
Nice.
So, well, they're not going to be able to like come this year because there's like 2 or 3 different authors. I'm like, hey, you should come, and they're like, well, I've already committed to this and this. I'm like, well, next year you need to sign up.
Dealers' rooms closed anyway. Dealers'
Yeah.
rooms are closed. Like all apps are closed.
But I've got them like, you need to come and be on panels and like, yeah. So bringing in some Okie / Kansas / Arkansas authors.
Cool.
And we will be doing a live this week in Indies from there, everybody. So,
locked out.
I'll probably do a few some recorded stuff for Zero Means You're Dead.
Yay.
Because we have enthusiastic gamer types.
Yeah, that's the perfect time to do it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I have been begging cons to let me do game related content, like niche, super niche, tabletop game type stuff. And Dragon Con, I don't know how they finally let me do a couple panels this year on that topic. But before Dragon Con relented, I was gonna say Multiverse was the first people to agree that they were like, "Ooh, yeah, no, we're totally come on, let's do
we
that."
were enthusiastic about it. We didn't relent.
Yeah, no, I'm like a fungus, and I just grew over the tabletop track, and finally they relented. But Multiverse, like, yeah, Bob, yeah. Oh, when we have met you, yes, okay, yeah, no, sure, come on, yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, because that's the kind of thing we've been trying to do since year one, right? Is get that vibe into the play track. So yeah, it's gonna be good. We're gonna
have so much fun.
Yeah, we are.
I'm excited about the dance part that we're gonna be doing because I get to help out with that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Which dance part?
It's like I don't know if it's I can't remember. It's like the line dancing or something on Sunday. Like everybody's gonna get together and do a dance thing, or like what is it called? I'd have to look at my sheet because I can't remember.
She's joking, everyone. Don't ignore her. She's
no,
doing one
I
of her.
promise.
Well, yeah, she's doing one of her fibs. We all know. We know you now, Mad.
They asked something about if you want to help with the line dance or something, teaching like a little dance, fun, creative, like
that's gonna be in the meat track. It's different kinds of move dance.
I get to be part of that, and I'm stoked. So
Paige is doing belly dance, I believe.
Oh snap!
And let me just throw out as a suggestion for next year that we have a second meat track that involves grilling. And
every time they talk about the meat track, I'm like, meat.
Yeah.
Well, it's really funny.
Let me throw out a suggestion for people that can't be there, can never be there, to do a bloody virtual one.
Well, okay.
Never say never, Karina.
Yeah,
never
that's
say
true
never.
Also. But so that is in the plans. But here's the thing: we are still a very small con. We do not have the infrastructure, meaning we do not have human bodies who can run that and organize it in such a way, because we are already spread really thin. That is in the future, but not yet.
We should totally do something for self-care too, like have a self-care track.
Dude, we've got Don't worry, we got you covered. We've got stuff. We actually, one of our sponsors, I'm sorry that we're talking about multiverse this whole time now. But like one of our sponsors is Chaotic Good Fitness, and they are doing both. There's a movement class that's like, you know, basically a fitness class.
Yeah.
I think on Saturday morning, there's also a nutrition class that's going to be in our Learn track, and there's a craft, like in the craft track, there's going to be, you know, it's basically exercises for your hands and stuff to keep your hands mobile to do your stuff.
My PTA side is excited about this. So,
all right, I'll stop talking about multiverse, y'all. Sorry.
I go to cons to escape my daily life of nutrition and exercise.
That stuff lives rent free in my head all the time.
Completely ignore it, Bob. You don't have to even.
I'm gonna have a sack full of Guinness to sleep off.
Hey, Guinness and gummies. There you go. Just regular gummies, so not hot.
You supply the gummies. I'm not a gummy guy.
No, see, you lost me because like gummies are gummies. Like,
you may be my nemesis, but I'm with you on the gummies.
Somebody's gonna have those for sure.
For sure, probably.
If you really want self-care,
bowl you pull from.
if you really want self-care, Friday night firefight in the play and game area. Come and roll some dice and kill some people. I mean, characters.
I have to judge screenplay contests, my friend.
Yeah.
So I have screenplay stuff to do.
Yeah, but what time, Sean? What time does that start?
8:30.
8:30. Yeah, it's at the same time, but that people can come in later, right? They don't have to come in right at the beginning.
I'll
make it part of the rotation because I got Monster Mash at 10 for that.
Been like 3 minutes in each place.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
people won't live very long, right?
Last year. When's karaoke? Is that Saturday night?
It's Friday night at 10 o'clock.
No, don't say that word. Now you make me even more jealous now.
Sorry,
No, you really don't have to be. You don't have to be.
Speaking of the meat track, one of the greatest things that we've ever witnessed at the meat track.
Oh, he's going to show the video.
Madeline and I were present for this moment. It's wonky, so I think it's a bad recording, but I'll stop it before it gets too crazy.
This is going to go on continual after dark.
Was that Stemple?
Yes.
That made it
and AJ Hartley.
And that was Hartness recording it on the other side.
Yeah, I figured that was Hartness in the back, but Jesus Christ, I love that.
It was AJ Hartley, who you would not imagine would do something like that with his very prim and proper British self. So yes, AJ. Yeah, that was pretty.
That was so funny.
Yes.
Need more virtual. There you go.
Yes.
Everybody's
like I said, it is something that is on our radar. We just don't have the infrastructure yet for it.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that somebody hasn't asked somebody to do it yet.
Well, also like we want to, there's more than just, putting the recordings and stuff together. We have to, there's got to be a whole programming side. There has to be someone to run the programming itself. And that's not something that we're going to put on somebody who already has a whole bunch of stuff on their plate, which is exactly why I haven't started it, because this was my first year as programming director. I wanted to get a feel for how it works without, before I add that additional thing. So yeah.
I have to say, Vanessa, and I was going to tell you this next week, but I have to say, you could already feel the difference and see the difference. It was very well thought out and put together. Even though the thing was 17 pages long, it was still very easy to navigate.
He's talking about the interest survey that we sent to the guests, which had every single panel, and some panels that actually didn't make, we had some extras in several of the tracks just to see what the interest was. And so you could sign up to be a participant or a moderator or a participant or moderator or not interested at all for every single one, for every single track.
I did really like that because I was like, yeah, this is not for me, but I could do this. I might could do this because, like, yeah, you can totally throw me on some more if you need people because I can totally.
No,
Careful
we could
what
always
you
use
wish
some-
for.
I know we could always use more people in the Chuck Tingle game.
Well, only reason I'm saying that is because I have some awesome people that are going to be helping me with the booth. So,
well, yeah, he thinks that, but he thinks he's not going to be running around like.
Ron's helping too.
Yeah. So.
And Bob, you want to help?
I'll be doing the whole vendor thing as well, but look, I didn't get into this to make money. I got into this to go
drink a sack of Guinness,
drink a sack of Guinness, and go do panels. Like, serious, honest to God, if I could do nothing else for the rest of my life but do panels, that would make me the happiest man alive. So I will always drop my booth at the drop of a hat to go be on a panel because I ain't going to get rich no ways. So might as well go have fun while I'm doing it. So
it's more fun to be on panels. I agree. So you get to
My
talk.
goal is to have at some point in the future every person who's currently on the screen and some people who have already left the screen come be guests at Multiverse. That's my personal goal. It might take a few years, but we're gonna get your asses out, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Serena, you hear that? That's why you say never say never.
Anita and Karina looked so excited when you said that.
I know. They're like, oh, that's a great idea. No, they're like, fuck you.
It's like,
I'm not
yeah.
coming to the States. Fuck you. I mean,
Well,
valid.
yes. But
Valid.
it's like, yeah, I have to pay for a plane ticket. I actually have to get a passport because I don't have one. And it's like I'm going through my things. No, that's just way too much
but
work.
like, those are things that can be addressed in the future.
Too much work.
I mean, you'd have to do the passport thing yourself. I can't. That's not something other people can help you with. But we'll figure it out. Can you have leave the money?
That's a good idea.
I think we need to address the elephant in the room, which is because I forgot. I'm sharing a room for most of Multiverse, but because I wanted to come into town early, I booked it just for Thursday for just me and all my regal glory. But while I was there, I was like, let me just see who all, I've been seeing a lot of the guests that are going to be at Multiverse. Let me just see who all's going to be there. And can we just address that the picture that Ron sent in is Ron? I hope you see this. I love you. I say this with love. Ron, that picture is 20 years old.
Which picture did he send? Is that the one in his suit and he's like way younger?
He looks very distinguished. He's a very distinguished
The
young.
one he always uses.
Yes.
That's okay. My picture is probably 15 years old at this point, but I don't really change that much. So
You have a timeless look. Ron has been grubbing around in a garden for God knows how long, and
let's not be busted on Ron when he's not even here to smirk
I mean,
at you.
it's a good picture though. If it's the one,
it is a good picture. It is a good picture. I just want a picture of him with his goats.
Oh yes, they're so cute. Okay, is it this picture?
That's the picture. No, that's
that would be great for Multiverse.
Yeah, that's on point.
Sorry, Joe. I had to snag it and upload it.
Can we put Regine's question back up on the screen?
Yeah, sure.
So can you have a leave the money in the jar when you buy a book kind of booth, or will the jar and all the books walk away? I can pretty much guarantee you the jar and the books would not walk away, but I don't know that you would actually get anybody buying that way. I mean, I feel like you could try it, see what happened. I know it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek kind of a question, but I don't think you'd have any issue with people taking the money or taking the books. We don't have an issue with people taking the books, but I don't know that people would actually purchase that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but also most of the time at these events, you're typically sharing a table with someone, or you're at least adjacent,
or there are people around you.
Yeah, and as long as you're not a asshole, people will be. If you just tell them hey, look, I got to go to a panel. If someone comes looking for me, just tell them that I'll be back in an hour. And people are good about that and keep an eye on your stuff. So
yeah, and also as far as I know, we never had an issue with any kind of taking shit. So.
And it's fun to share a table when you have a good author to share the table with.
Everybody ready for Ron's picture? I got it.
Yes.
I uploaded it. Here you go.
That's the new Rickroll.
Yeah. We love you, Ron, just so you know.
No, here it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, that is so his personality, though.
Yeah.
Like
it's
that
like a Mr.
really.
Bean.
It captures him well.
Yeah, but it is a little bit older too.
Yeah.
So, but
it's nothing I wouldn't say to his face, and will say to his face at Multiverse.
I know. So
back on the table thing, I did actually get to share a table with an author at the last con I was at. It was unexpected, but I love sharing with her, and I may have her convinced to come next year to Multiverse. So yeah.
So actually, this is a cool question for those who actually sell in person or have sold in person. Have you ever had a table mate? Like, do you have like a horror story about a table mate?
I'll tell you. I will tell you about it later.
Oh,
I'm not going to talk about mine on live because you guys all know that.
Hey, look, I was just grazing at your table. We were never officially mates, okay, Bob?
And mine's not that bad, but it was not a good experience.
Well, I clearly don't want anybody to name names or anything, but
yeah,
I will say that I had one, and like, he's definitely ASD, right? He's definitely on the spectrum, which is fine. Like, I don't have an issue with that, but that also means that he doesn't pick up social cues and everything, and he is very much. Like, it's very clear. As soon as I first met him in person, I knew. And that, again, it's fine. It's not a big deal. But one of the things I found is that he doesn't really recognize what's appropriate. Not as far as like, being inappropriate, but like literally people would be 20 feet away walking past, like down the middle of the thing, and he would be yelling out to them. To whatever, and they'd be like, what? And then they'd end up coming over. But he fucking sold books. He sold books because he was so just in your
face.
Yeah, in your face. Not like a hard salesman, but like a hard salesman, but not. Does that you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, so that plays in perfectly to what Regine asked. His semi-serious question here. So this is not something I had not really thought about, because so when I first started selling, I was very much just stand there awkwardly, not really, like, I'm not a pushy kind of guy. But then I started doing more events, mostly with Ben Meeks, and I kind of learned to sell from Ben, who kind of learned to sell from Darren Kennedy is an amazing in-person
and he
salesman.
learned from John Hartness. I learned from Darren. And Darren learned from John Hartness.
And so it's one of those, I don't think anyone is on the same level as John in his mannerisms. But like, we all kind of learned that whole, like, pitch and pull people in. You pull them. And I did a blog post about it, talking about my experience selling at DragonCon, and I kind of shared it around. And I had someone that brought up what Regine talked about. It was like, well, they look, I hate being pitched to at cons. I don't want an author to sell me. Is like, I wish that they were like, but I know personally, I sell a lot more if I'm engaging with the people as they walk by. But there's no way for me to tell. Like, I do try and read, if I think someone does not look like they're going to be interested, I don't bug them, but by and large, I engage with the majority of people who walk by. And so it's got me thinking that I want to do something. It's not something I'd probably have room to do if I was sharing with a bunch of folks, but if I had my own table, I think I'm going to try and make up hey, do you not want to talk to me, but know what I'm about? Like, here's the poster board of, like, just point to that and I'll shut up,
So
I don't know.
This at Con Carolinas, I was helping out Mocha Memoirs. I was sitting there, and I think I've spoken about it a little bit on This Week in Indies before, but I mean, I'm very socially awkward. I know I have the radio voice, right? Everybody loves it, but it's to even be on here is a very big deal for me. And I hate hard selling, right? I hate it from both sides. So what I started doing at Con Carolinas is somebody would come by and be like, "Hey, do you like books about people?" And they would laugh. I'm like, or if you don't like books about people, we have a book about not people, dragons. But I mean, who's not going to say no to, you like books about people? Well, yeah, it's like, well, we have books about people. That actually made a few sales. And by the end of the weekend, I wouldn't say I perfected it, but I had what began as a bit of a joke became my pitch. And that's going to be, hey, do you like books about people? Well, I've got books about people. Here you go.
How it's done.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
for me, that's that silliness, which is rare in other parts of my life. That silliness helps me, and I think it grabs people, right? It's a soft sell for people. So
yeah.
So I kind of have something that's going to boost probably all of our spirits because we're all indies here. So the last con I went to was heavily focused on authors that were traditionally published. They had agents and everything there, but they offered for us to have booths and stuff. So, which shout out to SL West because me and her, we partnered at the same table. It was kind of a surprise. We're like, okay, like we've got to get a table. We paid for a table. We need a table. Nobody in the room with us was actively engaging with people that were coming through or talking with them, even but the people that were like the indie hybrid people and me and her were actively engaging people. And it's just like and it doesn't even have to be like, hey, my book's about blah, blah, blah. It's just like, hey, what do you like to read? Hey, how are you liking this con? Hey, what has been your favorite thing to go to? But like pulling them in like that, we were doing that. And those traditionally published authors were just hanging back, like chilling, and it kind of was like they didn't want to be there. But I'm like, why did you guys pay for a table if you're not going to try to engage people and try to get them to come check out your books? So like we did really well. And yeah,
I think that's one of the strengths of indie authors. I mean, being indie has lots, there are lots of places where you can find your strengths, but also compared to traditional authors are used to their publishers selling their books and them signing their books, right? They're used to signings. They're not used to selling in general, I think. Obviously, everybody's different, but I think that like as indie authors, we don't have somebody doing that for us. So we've got to do it ourselves, right?
So weird though, because like growing up, everybody was pushing, oh, they're a traditionally published author. You should be obsessed with this person. I'm like, these guys aren't even talking to people that are walking through here. They're just like over there on their phone.
But I think part of it is that awkwardness and that so many writers are introverts, right? So no one ever taught them. They didn't have a John Hartness or a Darren Kennedy or a Ben Meeks or whoever to learn from, right? Because
I was gonna interject that when I went to Dragon Con and we did the America Smart. I could not believe the amount of comic book artists that would literally be sitting with their back next to on the table, just drawing and have their feet up on their table and
that's
just drawing
super
and not
common
talking
though.
to anybody.
That's common. Like I see that when I go to Atlanta Comic Con, most of the artists are like that.
It's like business 101.
But that's the whole thing. They're as much of an introvert as any author, right? It's the same thing. It's a skill you've got to develop and you've got to learn. And I think that's also a big deal to bring it right back around to Go Indie Now. Like some of the things that we talked about earlier at the beginning, that, this is for so many of us, this has brought out, like, allowed us to develop parts of our personalities that then will transfer very well to being at a sales table.
Yeah.
I will admit, I was super dog tired at the end of the day. Had to come home and go straight to bed. I was extremely thankful my mom had my son because there was no cooking dinner. There was no nothing.
Comic cons are harder. Vendor rooms are harder than having a table at a convention, because having a table at a convention where you're also doing panels, it gives you a break from that selling. Atlanta Comic Con weekend, because it's all day Friday, like most of the day Friday, all day Saturday and most of the day Sunday. Whew, I mean, it's more exhausting than Dragon Con, which is like a 4-day con. I am always completely wiped after Atlanta Comic Con. After Atlanta Comic Con every year, I'm like, I am not doing that again next year. Oh, Atlanta Comic Con after open.
You'll have me at the table this
Yes.
Atlanta Comic Con. So
I mean, I haven't gotten a confirmation from them yet, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You have to apply, and then they send you an invoice, and I haven't gotten an invoice from them yet. So I don't remember what the time frame was. Anyway, that doesn't matter. That's not part of it.
I mean, you can always split a table with Bob if he's got a table already.
Oh, we've already.
No. She's getting the table. I'm weaseling onto her table.
Right, because I asked if anybody wanted. The writing tribe, the writers troupe now has a whole like basically two end caps together.
Oh yeah, I saw that, but
we did that last year too. Yeah. And I do recommend for anybody who is like looking to vend, you absolutely find another author and vend with them, because it's going to cut the costs and you guys can work off of each other. One of the things we did at Atlanta Comic Con last year, which was super cool, we had 7 authors, and so we had a whole bunch of genres. I mean, it was all sci-fi.
What a photo that was too.
Right? So, but what we did is, because we had a little extra space at the table, because we originally wanted 8, but we only had 7, was we had one of those little wire book racks, and we put at least one of everybody's books in it and put it on the end. And for those people who want an empty table, we can say, hey, if you're interested in looking at our stuff, go over there. There's a whole rack. Whatever you find that's interesting, let us know, and we'll point you to the author. Right? That just, so.
And it's because all different authors have all different energy levels or different comfort levels. So like at Dragon Con, I know Vanessa was selling through Ben, I was selling through Ben. And so but Sarah J. Sover, she's great at doing sales, but she's not super comfortable pulling people to the table. Me, I'm from Alabama. Like, look, y'all, I set a low bar and don't even manage to get over that. So, I don't care, I will shamelessly drag someone over to the table. And so, so having me there to pull them over and then her there to kind of like close the deal, like works really well. And like, it's both something that we're comfortable with, and like our energy kind of feeds off of each other. And then you have Ben Meeks just running around selling more than the rest of us, because makes me sick and I love him and he's my favorite. But Ben,
Bob, I feel like you need to work that accent a little more with that. I'm like, I'm from Alabama, so
that's not as impressive here in the South.
That's true. That's true.
I get asked a lot that if I'm from the South down here, because my accent's so weak. Who knew?
I was gonna ask to bring Karina back into the conversation for a little bit. I was gonna ask how's England treating you? Are you how's being home been for you? I mean, I know you miss certain people in your life, but as far as like being at home base and being back, is it kind of sunk in for you again? Or are you kind of finding your feet?
It was like it's like being a baby and learning from scratch, because I'd been out of the country for so long, so many changes, and where I was living, I didn't have independence, so I didn't know about renting, about tax. I didn't have to worry about any of that, and so if it wasn't for my best friend, who hopefully is watching now, I love you so much, Spider. Mwah. If it wasn't for my best friend holding my hand like a 4-year-old and taking me to all the places I need to go and teaching me how it all worked, I would just be so lost. I still feel lost, but it's all a learning curve, and it's like I said, my independence was taken away from me in the situation I was in. I've got that back. It's amazing. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's scary as hell. but it's also there's also the lonely side of it, because I am, like you said, I'm without my kids. I've got Christmas coming up. It will be my first Christmas without them, first Christmas alone. So I'm really, really pushing myself to get out there socially. And you may not know this about me, but I do have social anxiety in some situations, especially when it comes to traveling by myself. And so being by myself and getting out of the house and going on a train, which I did for the first time a few weeks ago, that was scary as hell, but I did it. And the worst thing that could happen happened. Like the nightmare I was dreading happened, but I got through it. And so I know the next time I get on a train, it's going to be a piece of shit, a piece of shit. What am I saying? A piece of cake.
Yeah.
Not shit. Yeah, a piece of cake because I've done the worst that could have happened when it came to train journeys. So it's pushing myself now and getting out there, and because no one's going to knock on my door and say, "Hey, I want to be a friend." I would love that if that happened, but they're not. So I've got to get out there and I've got to introduce myself. And so I'm trying to get in touch with places that locally around Wigan, artist groups and creatives, and tell them who I am and join up, and it might even help with the business as well, which I need to branch out as well. I've got to stop doing everything online. My life, my social life, my work, everything is online. And that was okay when I was in Greece because I was stuck in the little Greek village with donkeys and exactly with donkeys and olive trees. But now I'm back in the real world and I don't have to be hiding behind a computer anymore. So
nice.
I was gonna say if you are extra lonely on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, I'm around. You can always hit me up. I'm happy to get online with you.
We could do a Christmas show because I'll be home in the evening. Well, I'll be at
I'm
my
around,
mom's.
so I'm home. So and I'm usually by myself. So because I tend to take things on during. I tend to do my family stuff at Thanksgiving. So.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll definitely keep you in mind. I'll be. You wish you never said that now because I'll be hitting you up on that. Actually, you probably hear a knock on your front door like Christmas Day. Hey, you did say.
Well, hey, if you're going to do that, you should just come to Multiverse in October.
No, I was gonna say you might as well just come and celebrate my birthday on Multiverse. But
wow, wouldn't that be so cool?
And Anita just survived a hurricane, y'all. So.
Yes. How did that go?
It was okay. It was a tropical storm by the time it reached us, and it just kind of blew over, and that was it. Some storm surge. Well, the hurricane was actually nothing compared to what happened in August and July.
Yeah.
The entire province was on fire in July.
Yeah.
Two major forest fires at the same time in the Bedford, Halifax area and down in the South Shore. And then in August, we had like this torrential rainstorm, far worse than the hurricane was, and basically flooded the same two places plus Hants County. So yeah, and a couple of people died in that one. That was very sad, but
Mother Nature is super pissed at us.
Yeah, so it's like, the hurricane was nothing.
And it's an El Nino year, so we're supposed to have like a snowy, icy winter, and I'm like, great. Okay, so I've got to get a generator and make sure I'm able to cook food over fire.
Or, just get a propane grill and get an extra.
We do have a propane grill.
Yeah.
I've been talking about the meat track. Come on.
Such a dork. Maybe next year, Bob.
Smoke it, grill it, fry it, bake it.
I will say I am in talks.
I have a tent this year for us to sleep in because apparently that's what Texas did. They encouraged people to sleep in their tents inside their house because it held heat better. So I'm like, all right, we got a tent this year. So
I am in talks. Jesse is helping me, but I am in talks with putting a sponsorship on a certain something that's going to happen next year at Multiverse that is going to be exciting. And y'all will want to give it a go. It'll be a lot of fun, especially after a sack of Guinness, Bob. It'll be a lot of fun.
Certainly. Okay, this is a thing that I'm going to need to hear about later.
Yeah.
Especially if it requires a sack of Guinness first.
All right, to be
It doesn't
fair,
require it. It's just funner with it.
Optional. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit. The storm surge was a bit because they had like Lawrencetown's beach. The sea foam actually blew across the road, and it looked like snow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was weird. It's like they were showing pictures. I'm going, why are they showing winter pictures? And then I read the thing captions like sea foam.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's like it's too early for winter.
Yeah, it reminds me too much of 9/11 and the ash looking like snow.
But yeah, and of course the power went off like everywhere in Nova Scotia, like it always does during the storms.
Speaking of 9/11, I had to teach my son, like we had a lesson about what it was this year, and that was the oddest thing for me to do.
Were you even alive? Wait, were you alive?
Yes, I was in the 5th grade.
Okay.
Like, sorry.
So you're a lot older than I thought you were.
Yeah, but it was weird. I remember in college they were talking about it being in the history book. I was just like, okay, what? But it was a very interesting fact because I also interviewed somebody who survived the Twin Towers not so long ago. It was him and his dog. He's blind. They escaped the towers, and the towers literally fell almost like right after they exited the building. So
I have a friend who was a nurse who went there after it, and she got she was an expert on Oliver Stone's 9/11 movie, and she was an actress, so she got to be in one scene, but she was an advisor. She turned out to be an advisor for the film. So
yeah, I have a cousin who's a firefighter, and he in Chicago, and he and a bunch of his people in his station went to help with I still can't watch any movies about it. I can't watch anything about it. It's too much.
Yeah, I read the guy's book. Well, I listened to it on Audible, and I was just like covered in goosebumps the whole time.
I can tell you my story if you guys want to hear it, but I mean,
yes.
Okay, wait. I want to just note we have 8 minutes left, and are you sure you want that to be like?
Probably not a good idea.
I mean, I am happy to hear about it at any time you want to talk about it. I'm just,
Yeah, we'll do it some other time. That's a good point. Thank you, Vanessa. Anyway, so we'll say everybody that if you enjoyed this, and I don't know why you wouldn't, but because we had such an incredible amount of people here, and some of my favorite people over the years, and some of the people that have really done a lot for this community and done a lot for Go Indie Now, and I could not be more grateful to them and more thankful for each and every one of them, and thank you for all of you for being here. I will be doing a spotlight on the Multiverse show here in about an hour, and we got the great Mark Gunn. If you don't know who Mark Gunn is, you need to tune in because you're going to be educated on a very interesting folk.
If you like music,
yeah, I've paneled with him. He's good on a panel.
He's funny.
So and I will reiterate again. I will spoil it for everybody. Next week, the week after is the season finale of Multiverse Spotlight on the Multiverse, and I'm going to be spending an hour with the amazing Vanessa G. So if you have programming questions, if you have questions about programming, Vanessa is going to stay and do some questions for us. So I'm really excited about that, and I get to pick her brain and talk. I get to talk to one of my favorite people to talk to anyway. So I'm very lucky. But that's our season finale, and then we'll see you all at Multiverse.
I mean, not all, but you'll be in our hearts. You will, for real.
We'll be live too, Anita and Karina. So come jump in the chat and say hello. Technically, Anita was at Multiverse one year because we did a live show from there, and she was on when we broadcast. We broadcast from Multiverse. We didn't, and I actually had people on the virtual side come on. So
that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you, Regine. It was nice to see you.
Let me tell you, Regina's fucking funny. I want to say
He is
that.
really
Like
great.
pretty much everything they said in the chat, I was cracking up about.
We've had more than our share of sack of Guinnesses, Regina and I. So he's one of my favorite people on this planet, and yeah, we had a really good time. The first year I went to Multiverse, actually, I drove to North Carolina after Multiverse with
If
Katie
that's who you're
Salinas.
going to visit.
Yes,
Oh,
you remember
nice.
Regine was one of the people we visited. So
Nice.
you know, thank you, Jessica. Thank you for being here. I hope your you said train ride. I hope your train ride's going well. Or something to that effect. You said you were leaving somewhere. I don't remember where. Oh, that was Stacy. Sorry. Oh no, that was Jessica. This is Stacy. Nice to see you all, Stacy. Thank you so much.
What's happening?
I don't either. Apparently. But anyway, yeah, it's been an amazing ride. I'm very grateful to each and every one of you for tuning in, watching the shows that we do. We've got some really great stuff coming up, and okay, I don't know, Jessica, I'm losing track of things, but we do have a couple minutes, so I wanted to give this opportunity to Mr. SM Hillman to tell us a little bit about what's coming up on Tuesday night, because we're debuting something very, very special that I'm really excited about. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and he came and pitched it to me, and I'm real excited to have him on board to do it. So if you want to tell everybody a little bit about it, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, well, we'll do. So Tuesday night is the premiere of Zero Means You're Dead. It's a indie RPG show where I'll tell a bit of, we'll talk a little news, indie games and such. I may throw a topic or two out there, but then we will have an interview. This week's interview will be with a friend of mine, Egg Embry. Egg is another Atlanta local. And he's done a lot of freelancing and and design his own games. And I think he was the perfect guest for the first show. And then we're going to move on from there. But then on the second, fingers crossed all goes well, we're also going to have what we're calling Hit the Dice. And Hit the Dice is Egg running one of his game designs as an actual play. And Joe has some people lined up for that. So that's going to be exciting too. So for now, at least for a couple months, we're going to have once a month, Zero Means You're Dead, followed up by Hit the Dice. And I hope you all tune in. So
that sounds like fun.
And if you want to play, if you're somebody who likes to play role playing games and wants to be a part of that, look, hit me up. There's still time. I'm just now putting together the group. So
Karina's a new gaming convert.
I know that Jessica wanted to be a part of it. So I'm definitely going to hit up Jessica, and I also have a special guest that I'm bringing upon that is related to somebody in this chat. So.
Awesome.
Or somebody in this room who I've asked if they wanted to do it, and he said yes. So
I'm pretty sure that's got to be you, Maddie. Not you, but Chris.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Because I was like, wait. I totally forgot about it. So.
But if you've never played a role-playing game before, you should still hit up Joe, because I promise everything we run is going to be beginner friendly.
Yay!
Yeah, it'll give you a good opportunity to get into it if you.
Well, I think Karina's going to hit up Joe, because Karina seems very excited.
Yeah,
about
cool.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good experience, y'all. As was this. This was so fantastic. I'm so excited that we reached a goal of mine. This was a goal from the very beginning. I said if I was going to do this, I was going to go at it, and. Actually, when I first started, I had no idea where it was going. And then when I started to do more and more shows, I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm really going for it. So to get to this point where I wanted to get to, this was the first goal. Actually, the first goal was reached. That was getting to 1,000 subscribers. And then this goal to reach 1,000 broadcasts was next on the list. So the sky's the limit. We're not stopping. We're not going anywhere. And we're going to continue this on, and we've got a lot of great stuff ahead and a lot of great things to happen. Anybody? Do you guys all want to just say real quickly? I know that you all put it in the chat, but if you want to say where people can find you, just at the end, I'm happy to do that for let everybody do that, and I'll go over a little bit for that if you guys want to do that. So, do you guys want to do that?
I want to. Yeah. Can I go first?
Yes.
So I don't care. You can find my links below, but I want to say, Joe, you have pulled together such an amazing group. You have made such an incredible channel, and I'm so honored and happy and just beside myself with joy that we were able to celebrate this sort of milestone with you. So I just want to say thank you for being you.
Yeah.
Yeah, kudos to that. I want to
Thank
say big thank you. I love being part of the Go Indie Now family. For those that don't know, I'm a graphic designer and I do all the pretty pictures around for the games and the panels and everything else that Go Indie Now does. I've known Joe probably just after, I think we got in touch just after Go Indie Now started. And I've been part of the panels and games, and it's just been so much fun. And yeah, it's awesome that you've passed this milestone. Congratulations, well deserved. Here's to another milestone.
Thank you.
And anyone can find my books on around, just Google my name. I'm not going to say where to find them. Google my name, they're everywhere. And if there's any authors out there that need help with their books or marketing or promotion, you can find me as Author Assist, as everyone knows me as. Cheers, Joe.
Thank you.
I came to Go Indie Now a lot later than most of the people that are on the show tonight. I actually came to it through Vanessa. But it's just one of those deals. Like the first time I hung out with Joe, it's like, man, he's my brother from another mother. Like I can count the number of people that I will just randomly text on one hand, and Joe is one of them. And it's never often enough, but he's one of my favorite people. And I really feel like you can judge people by the company that they keep. And anyone that I've connected with via Go Indie Now has been an amazing person. And Joe's, the glue that holds all that together. And I think it's just a testament to what an awesome individual he is. And I cannot wait to do a birthday sack of Guinness. So
a birthday sack. Yay.
Yeah, I'd like to say congrats on the milestone, the 1,000 episodes, and also like to thank Karina for her great graphics.
Yes.
They're awesome. And yeah, Joe's always been welcoming. He's been a great friend to me. Gave me the opportunity to do Words That Kill, which I've had a lot of fun doing. And you can find me on my website at afstewart.ca. And next month, we're going all Halloween over there with the October Frights blog hop. So be sure to join us. Oh, and Jim Nettles is part of that blog hop too. So
There's the last blog hop that will ever happen.
He's a part of it every year. He generally does a story serial every year, so who knows what he'll be up to this year with it.
He's got the Krampus story, right? The Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, I think he may have done that. He had that on the book fair last year, the Krampus. But I think last year he did his paranormal detective thing that he's got. But yeah, so yeah,
Sean,
we got a giveaway and a mini book fair. It all starts on the 10th of October. So
nice. Everybody go get some books from Anita for sure. Sean?
So you can find me here at wickedvoice.com. I'm like Bob, I'm a relatively recent addition to Go Indie. And one of the things I've loved about it was that there was never a moment of gatekeeping. No one's ever said, "Oh, you haven't published enough, or you're not accomplished enough, or your face is horrific. You cannot be on our shows." So
not to your face, anyway.
Right? Yeah. Right. No, it's fine. I understand. But so congratulations on 1,000. Joe, thank you for the opportunity to be on this. Thank you for the Zero Means You're Dead, and hopefully we'll all be around for 2000.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, that'll come a lot quicker than the first 1,000, that's for sure. All right, Madeline.
All right, guys. So I am very, very thankful for Joe. First off, I never expected to get a spot on the show, let alone be hosting my own shows and be a huge part of the indies. Yeah, none of it. But the inspiration and the guidance and everything Joe has given me since I started with Go Indie Now is you can't even, like, there's nothing that can compare to it. I'm very thankful for you, Joe, and I'm thankful for getting to be part of such an amazing team. You've introduced me to a ton of amazing authors, as we have many of them here. You've also kind of helped me branch out into attending my first cons, and that was a huge step for me because I was terrified. Yeah, there's so many good things that have happened because of you. And I'm very, very thankful to be a part of this team. And we are so thankful to have you as our godfather, as JD likes to use that term, and a guide for this show. You are amazing. Your books are amazing despite what you like to say. But yeah, we are all very, very thankful for you. And we are excited that we have made this huge milestone happen with Go Indie Now. And there's so many great things happening for Go Indie Now in the future. So sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now.
Thank you. All of you, thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and it means the world to me that you were here. Thank you to JD, Brian, Marnie, and Ron for being here as well. I love each and every one of you, all of you that are here. Thank you to everybody in the chat that was here hanging out. A.L. Mengel, Regine, Jessica, all of my fourth wall breakers, Stacy. Thank you all for being here and joining us and just hanging out with us for this really special moment for me. And, I'm only as good. I'm only as good as the people that I have around me and the people that have helped me get to this point. I did not do this alone. Thank you. Yes, please like and subscribe. I did not do this alone, nor could any human being that wants to live past 50. Anyway, so each and every one of these people really means something special to me, and they did something special for me and for Go Indie Now, and I couldn't have done it without them, and so I'm really grateful for that. And here we go, everybody. We're on our way to 2000 and beyond. And as I mute myself instead of go to the branding, it's been
technology is hard.
Yeah. But I just want to say thank you to everybody, and remember that it is always time.
Time to go Indie Now.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.